Today, I want to dive into a topic that has probably puzzled or even troubled many of you at some point in your lives. It's a situation that can stir confusion, doubt, and even insecurity. And yet, it's something almost every person faces in relationships at some stage. Pay close attention. A woman once came to me during a private consultation, her voice barely above a whisper, tinged with a mix of shyness and hesitation. She asked, almost anxiously, "How can I really know if he has genuine feelings for me? Or if I'm just one person among many in his life?" She had been involved with this man for about 3 months. 3 months filled with long messages exchanged into the night, lingering glances that left her questioning herself, and countless moments that made her both hopeful and uncertain. And yet, despite all this, she still couldn't fully tell if he truly cared. Do you know why? It's because she was overlooking some of the most obvious, undeniable signs, the very signals that a man cannot hide no matter how hard he might try. You see, genuine attraction, both emotional and sexual, is something that shows itself in ways beyond words. It manifests through the body, in gestures and behaviors that cannot be entirely controlled. Today, I'm going to walk you through 8 unmistakable signs that reveal, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that a man feels a profound attraction toward you. And believe me, a few of these signs might surprise you because they're far more subtle than most people realize. Over the past 30 years, I've dedicated my life to studying the intricate psychology of desire, love, and the mysterious chemistry that can spark between two individuals. I've had the privilege of working with thousands of couples, listening to stories that challenge preconceived notions of attraction, and observing patterns that almost always repeat themselves. From all of these experiences, I've learned something fascinating. Men, despite their reputation for being unpredictable or difficult to understand, often act in remarkably consistent ways when they experience authentic physical and emotional attraction. The real challenge isn't that men fail to show signals. It's that many women are simply unaware of how to recognize and interpret them. We live in a world where straightforward communication about feelings has become rare. Men rarely come out and say, "I am deeply attracted to you," because let's face it, that would be far too simple. Instead, their body, their actions, and their subtle cues do the talking, and often they speak louder and more convincingly than any words ever could. What makes this even more compelling is that the 8 signs I'm about to share with you aren't abstract theories. They are concrete behaviors I've repeatedly observed in my practice, in my research, and in real-life situations, including my own experiences. These signs transcend age, culture, and geographic boundaries. Some of them are so obvious that you may have already noticed them without consciously realizing it. Others are delicate and easily overlooked if you're not attuned to the details. That's why I urge you to pay close attention right through to the end, because the insights you're about to gain could dramatically change the way you understand male desire. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it will help you stay connected with even more helpful insights. Let's begin with what I consider the most fundamental sign, one that many psychologists often underestimate. Yet to me, it marks the very foundation of genuine attraction: unwavering, intense eye contact. Allow me to share a story that perfectly illustrates this. A few years back, a patient named Mariana visited my office in a state of panic and confusion. She had recently met a man at a restaurant. It was a seemingly ordinary encounter. He asked for her number, and she provided it without any particular expectation. But when they met again, something happened that left her completely baffled. Mariana recounted that while they were talking about everyday topics, her work, her aspirations, and mundane daily experiences, he never once took his eyes off her. And I don't mean the kind of stare you might feel from a stranger on the subway, uncomfortable and invasive. No, this was entirely different. It was as though he was seeing far beyond her outward appearance, as if every word she spoke became a magnet for his attention. Mariana noticed that even when she briefly looked away or when she distracted herself for a moment, his gaze remained locked on her. And even when she lifted a glass to drink, his eyes seemed fixated, unwavering. She admitted to me something I'll never forget. It was so intense that I had to look away. I felt almost exposed, as if he could read my thoughts. Precisely this, is the first sign. When a man experiences genuine sexual attraction, eye contact transforms into something hypnotic, magnetic, and utterly consuming. It's not a casual glance or idle curiosity. It is sustained, profound, and often accompanied by subtle physiological changes such as slightly dilated pupils and slower, more deliberate breathing. Why does this happen? From a neurobiological standpoint, when someone genuinely attracts us, the brain releases dopamine, creating a pull that draws the eyes toward that person almost involuntarily. It's chemistry in action, a reflex that cannot be controlled. So, next time you are with him, pay careful attention to his eyes. Do his pupils dilate when he looks at you? Does he maintain that gaze even when discussing seemingly trivial matters? It's crucial to note that this type of intense eye contact should feel engaged, not threatening. He won't appear predatory. Rather, he will look captivated, fascinated, and fully absorbed in your presence. There may be brief moments where he blinks or averts his gaze slightly, but he always returns to look at you, as if drawn by an invisible magnet. In Mariana's case, after 3 additional meetings filled with that same magnetic gaze, she finally gathered the courage to ask him directly, "Why do you look at me like that?" He smiled warmly and simply replied, "Because I don't want to miss a single detail about you." Notice this carefully. When a man is truly attracted, he doesn't just glance at you, he observes. He notices tiny changes in your facial expressions, the nuances in your laughter, and the subtle ways you tilt your head when deep in thought. All of this captivates him completely. What makes this even more fascinating is that this gaze is distinct from the way he looks at friends, colleagues, or other women. The difference is immediately noticeable. The depth, intimacy, and intensity of his attention toward you is unique, setting him apart from all other interactions. Once we've established that eye contact acts as a gateway, the next crucial element is body language, the architecture behind that door. In psychology, there is a concept known as the body mirror, and it is nothing short of remarkable. When someone feels genuine attraction, they unconsciously mimic your posture, gestures, and even the rhythm of your breathing. There is no premeditation. It simply occurs naturally. Picture this scenario. He enters a room filled with people. If he is attracted to you, his body will orient towards you almost instinctively. His chest subtly opens in your direction, his shoulders align with yours, and when speaking to you, he leans slightly forward, closing the physical distance between you. This isn't done in an obvious, exaggerated manner. It happens consistently and subtly. This constitutes the second unmistakable sign. His body consistently aligns itself with yours. Digging a little deeper, when a man experiences real sexual attraction, there are minor yet constant adjustments in his physical behavior. His jaw may tighten slightly, accentuating its definition. His hands seek tactile engagement, grasping a glass, adjusting his clothing, or touching a watch. These movements are often nervous, but are charged with a subtle energy of desire. When seated, his legs often angle towards you. When standing, his weight subtly leans in your direction. His body communicates what his words often do not. The third indicator is equally revealing. Gentle, persistent, and seemingly casual physical contact. This doesn't involve anything intrusive. Rather, it's about small touches that may seem accidental at first, but, when observed closely, reveal a clear pattern. He might brush your arm while passing a cup, touch your shoulder when laughing, or allow his hand to brush against yours during a walk. Remarkably, the first touch often leads to repeated contact, as men who are genuinely attracted derive almost chemical pleasure from these small gestures, and your brain responds too. It becomes a silent rhythm, a physical dialogue where the body leads and the mind follows. I have witnessed even the most composed, rational men transform entirely in the presence of a woman they are genuinely attracted to. They will straighten their posture, run a hand through their hair, or adjust their clothing, all to enhance their appearance in your eyes. Over time, men who feel intense attraction gradually reduce the physical distance between themselves and the woman. Initial encounters may respect personal space, but each subsequent meeting often brings them incrementally closer. It's subtle, yet unmistakable. The fourth sign reveals how attraction can begin to influence his daily life in almost obsessive ways. Genuine attraction often triggers a visible reorganization of behavior to prioritize being near the person of interest. This doesn't have to be drastic, but it is noticeable. He may start frequenting areas he previously ignored, coincidentally appearing where you are, or adjusting his schedule to match yours. I've seen men drive additional hours just to be near a woman after work, show interest in her hobbies or preferences, or learn things about her that would otherwise escape their notice. This integration of your presence into his everyday life is a powerful signal. Furthermore, men deeply attracted to a woman often create a space where she becomes the focus of attention. Phones are turned face down during conversations, distractions are minimized, and their deliberate prioritization of your presence over other obligations reflects the intensity of their feelings. This is an unmistakable marker of true attraction. Another fascinating aspect is that men tend to unconsciously mirror the women they are attracted to. They may adopt similar phrases, speech patterns, or humor, reflecting a desire to connect more deeply. Women frequently notice this phenomenon, saying things like, "He suddenly started using my words and even mimicking my jokes." This isn't coincidence. It's a subtle form of alignment born from both desire and emotional connection. Superficial attraction rarely prompts this level of mimicry. When it occurs, it's a clear sign of a deeper compatibility forming. When a man is genuinely drawn to a woman, something remarkable begins to happen. He starts striving to become a better version of himself. He consciously, or sometimes unconsciously, transforms, motivated by a deep, authentic interest in you. At this stage, we enter a more emotional and intimate territory because true sexual attraction is rarely, if ever, purely physical. Let me be absolutely clear. When a man feels genuine, profound attraction, it naturally makes him vulnerable. Yes, even the men who appear the most self-assured, the ones who seem to have their lives perfectly under control, experience this vulnerability. Real attraction, disarms the defenses that confidence normally erects. It exposes a part of him that he doesn't share with just anyone. This brings us to the fifth sign, and it is one of the most subtle yet powerful indicators of genuine interest: hidden vulnerability. It's a complex mix of desire and uncertainty, the tension between wanting to impress you and simultaneously fearing that he may not measure up. You may observe this in the most seemingly minor gestures. Perhaps he seeks your validation more than usual, or consults your opinion on subjects he wouldn't normally discuss with anyone else. Maybe you notice a shift in the way he speaks, a softer tone, a warmth in his voice, or an authenticity that seems deeper than usual. This is him lowering his guard, revealing his real self, and opening the door to connection. Alongside this vulnerability is a form of nervous energy. It's not overtly clumsy or awkward, but rather a contained intensity, a barely perceptible tension that signals internally, "I care about how she sees me." His speech might quicken, his hands move more than usual, or he might laugh a little more loudly than the situation calls for. These are subtle expressions of the internal excitement and anxiety that come with your presence. It's almost like witnessing a grown man rediscovering the attentiveness and heightened sensitivity of youth, responding to every glance, every pause, every word, as though they carry extraordinary weight. Here is an infallible way to detect this vulnerability. Observe his memory. A man who feels authentic attraction will remember things that you yourself might have forgotten mentioning. Minor details, a favorite song, a passing comment you made weeks ago, or the kind of drink you like, suddenly seem to be etched in his mind. This is not simply good memory. It is a reflection of deep emotional engagement. His brain is prioritizing you, marking you as someone important, and storing every fragment of information that relates to you. So the fifth sign is unmistakable. If you notice that he recalls your words, gestures, preferences, or small habits, and seems to make an unconscious effort not to disappoint you, this is the unmistakable expression of desire and vulnerability intertwined. It's a silent, profound declaration of emotional and sexual interest. Now, we move into the more visible, unmistakable signs of genuine attraction. Ironically, these are the cues most frequently misread because people often focus only on the surface, missing the intricate combination of psychology, intention, and emotion beneath. The sixth sign is the gradual and intentional initiation of physical intimacy. When a man experiences real sexual attraction, he will naturally attempt to communicate it physically, but not in a crude or rushed manner. Rather, it begins subtly, often almost imperceptibly, and then develops progressively. A touch on the shoulder, seemingly casual at first, evolves into a more deliberate caress. A brush of the arm transforms into holding your hand. A gentle kiss on the cheek may eventually become a tender kiss on the lips. This evolution is not accidental. It is instinctive, but also emotionally calibrated. He observes your reactions, tests boundaries, and adapts his behavior accordingly. Reciprocity encourages him to proceed, while hesitation or discomfort from you prompts a temporary pause. The distinction between shallow desire and authentic attraction is clear in the intention behind these actions. Men pursuing only the physical are typically impatient and straightforward. They prioritize the outcome over the experience. But men experiencing true attraction take a different approach. The rhythm changes. Pauses become meaningful. Deep glances and silent moments communicate more than words ever could. I have witnessed men pause mid-kiss, look into a woman's eyes, and take a deliberate, almost reverent breath. as though checking to ensure that the connection is mutual, that what is happening is real. These pauses, these deliberate moments of awareness, speak volumes. It's not mere carnal desire. It's desire infused with sensitivity, attentiveness, and respect. The seventh sign is among the most intense of all, the quest for exclusivity. Genuine attraction almost always carries with it a primal need, the desire to feel uniquely important to you. This is not possessiveness or toxic jealousy. It is a natural expression of deep interest. When a man is truly drawn to a woman, the notion that another person might elicit the same affection or attention in you can feel intolerable. This manifests subtly, in the questions he asks about who is texting you, in the way his body tenses when another man enters the conversation, or in lightly veiled jokes such as, "I hope you're not seeing anyone else." The psychology behind this behavior is rooted in both biology and emotion. Men do not merely want to share a fleeting moment. They want to be the only one with whom intimacy and desire are exchanged. The physical craving, the desire for touch, is intertwined with an emotional need for uniqueness. When this authentic attraction blends with care, affection, and emotional connection, it elevates into something deeper, a combination of passion and emotional closeness that transforms ordinary desire into lasting interest. Consider your own experiences. Does he seek your company more intensely when others are around? Has he hinted, even in jest, that he doesn't want to share your attention or affection with anyone else? If the answer is yes, you are witnessing the two most powerful signs of all, a conscious expression of desire through touch and the drive for exclusivity. These cues appear only when attraction is significant and genuine. Finally, we arrive at the eighth and perhaps most revealing sign, projection. This is when a man no longer considers only the present moment, but begins imagining a future that includes you. When attraction is genuine, and especially when combined with emotional depth, his brain starts to integrate you into his life planning. Suddenly, references to shared trips or experiences appear in conversation. One day, we should go to that place. Or, if things keep going this way, maybe we could. Sometimes, he may even express intentions to introduce you to important people in his life, such as family or close friends. These are not accidental remarks. They are evidence of emotional integration and forward-thinking affection. Your presence begins to become a mental constant. Men experiencing deep sexual attraction and emotional connection do not merely seek possession of the moment. They desire a lasting bond. Neuroscience supports this, showing that the brain activates long-term bonding circuits in response to sustained attraction. He begins to visualize you in scenarios that have yet to unfold, imagining experiences and milestones that include you. I have heard countless men say things like, "I wasn't the type to think about serious commitments, but with her, something shifted." Herein lies a crucial insight. His desires are no longer temporary or fleeting. They are beginning to form a long-term, emotionally invested perspective. However, this kind of projection is not impulsive. It does not result from a single night of emotional intensity or momentary excitement. It manifests over time with consistency, indicating that the attraction is both stable and meaningful. A man who is truly interested will continue to imagine you in his life when he is calm, when he is reflecting rationally, and when he is far removed from any immediate emotional trigger. Observe also how he speaks of you to others. A man who feels authentic attraction consistently expresses admiration, respect, and pride when mentioning you. Even in your absence, the tone, inflection, and word choices reflect genuine regard. There is no ridicule, no indifference, no flippancy. Instead, there is a deep, evident sense of pride. Pride in knowing you, in having you near, and in being able to openly acknowledge your significance in his life. The culmination of all this is perhaps the most powerful indicator of all, the way he makes you feel uniquely valued. Sometimes this manifests in words, "I've never felt like this before," or "I can't imagine anyone else the way I feel about you." Other times, it is communicated silently, through gestures, energy, and subtle shifts in attention when you are near. This is the tangible proof that the attraction goes beyond superficial interest and has penetrated his emotional and psychological world. It changes how he experiences life, relationships, and intimacy. We have now explored all 8 signs, and chances are you will recognize some of them in your own life. Equally important, noticing the absence of these signs is valuable information because it also communicates something important. It's crucial to understand that these 8 indicators are not rigid rules or a binary checklist. A man may show only a few signs early in a developing connection, while someone who has been involved with you longer may exhibit most or all of them in varying degrees. The key is to observe consistency and patterns. When these signs appear together repeatedly, they signal authenticity, a real, substantial attraction that extends beyond mere surface-level interest. Many women overlook these cues because they expect verbal confirmation, words they never hear. Meanwhile, the reality of his feelings is being broadcast through behavior, energy, and invested time. Conversely, some women misinterpret kindness, attentiveness, or charm as attraction, when in reality, it may simply reflect courtesy. That's why the context and pattern of actions are critical to understanding his true intentions. My ultimate recommendation, drawn from 3 decades of experience, is simple. Trust your observations. Notice patterns. Look at consistent behavior over time. Words can be misleading, but consistent actions are far more difficult to fabricate. If he demonstrates these behaviors, conscious or subconscious, he is experiencing genuine sexual and emotional attraction toward you. This does not mean he is perfect, flawless, or the ideal partner, but it is an unmistakable indicator that desire is real and active. Likewise, absence of these signs provides clarity. Lack of eye contact, minimal effort to integrate you into his life, disregard for exclusivity, or absence of future projection are quiet but significant communications as well. To conclude, women watching this, I urge you to combine intuition with observation. True attraction always leaves tangible traces. Learning to recognize and interpret them will help you navigate relationships with clarity and confidence. When you become attuned to these signals, confusion diminishes, choices become clearer, and the patterns of desire reveal themselves in unmistakable ways. Before you go, take a moment. Thank yourself for being here, for listening, for showing up today. You don't have to have everything figured out. Just keep taking small steps. I'll see you in the next story.